The trilogy is 3 stages of the possible evolution of a man. Each show of the trilogy is a different aspect of psychology of a human being. Ça va. Et toi? In Belgium, we work with Jack together. We made a structure for every show. A lot of my performances contains some painting. I like to show the movement which lead to the painting. We are in the Battersea Arts Centre in London. We present what we imagined, and we are confronted with the reality, the materiality of the things. Sometimes we discover some new possibility of actions in the rehearsals.
The rehearsal process was mainly about myself and Thibault working out what were the 3 pieces and what was overarching ambition of them, and also the images, the feelings, all those sorts of things. But, you know, we can't run through, because that's not really what this is. This is about Thibault finding himself in a situation where he has a sense of the signposts, but he basically has to get there himself. And he really enjoys that as a performer. He really loves, I think, being without a map and having to find his way. But he's really supported by the music, so it's not a solitary thing. So there's a kind of alchemical thing where they're creating stuff together, you know, and the accidents that happen are part of it. And you can see how excited they are when things go wrong. So for him, that element, the thing that we normally try and hide from in theatre, is exactly what he tries to welcome, what he tries to bring in. The first show, we worked with a musician who's our very close collaborator and friend called Giuseppe Lomeo, who's from Sicily. Me and Giuseppe have worked together for a long time on many different types of shows, and he actually introduced me and Thibault. So he's the kind of center of this relationship, and Giuseppe you can put in any situation and he will bring it to life.
There's a part that you know your craft more or less, but you never know exactly what is going to happen, and this is exactly what keeps improvised music alive, very natural. You try to be pertinent and to be there, to be present. It's an interesting work trying to strike the right balance, and at times, seeing things from different perspectives. Jack has a more directorial, theatrical take on the things, while Thibault is more of, sees it from the point of view of a performance artist. And the process is about these different perspectives, sort of, in a dialogue at times, conflicting, but in a productive way, in a dialectical way. And I just love Thibault. I think he is a unique performer, an artist. And in him, you know, I think the boundaries between arts and life are very blurred.
For the second show, I brought in a drummer who, you know, is largely considered one of the best improvising experimental drummers, you know, in the country, in Europe, in the world maybe. Steve Noble, who's just a phenomenon. The second part of the trilogy that I knew was all about being trapped and imprisoned. It was a very kind of metal and harsh environment. I wanted percussion to support him, so the first person I thought of was Steve.
We've had a short kind of run through of 10, 15 minutes. And that's perfect, seriously, because it's sometimes the first time you meet someone, something very special comes out. Just the fact that it's not 100% set. You have the ability to make somebody rise up or give them energy or pull them back or make them maybe play a bit longer on a certain section and what it will pull back. But it's a two-way thing. I think that's interesting. And I know I've experienced it a lot. Within the music thing, it's very special. You capture that moment, it's perfect at that moment.
For the final show, we've got an absolutely amazing musician called Sharon Gal, who works with her voice, works with electronics, works with all kinds of things. A really major player in the kind of improvising world. For the final show, I knew I needed somebody who was really going to add a huge amount to the beauty and strangeness and theatricality of what Thibault's going to do.
The whole process for me is really interesting. It's working with someone, a physical performance is not something I usually do. So I like situations which are challenging. I really wanted to figure out also the sounds that Thibault will make just by moving, because I wanted to utilize it. I knew that this is going to be a very different performance than the other two, definitely from the previous one, which was quite noisy and loud. So this would be more intimate, and I really wanted to embrace the sounds that Thibault was doing anyway.
Great. It was very immersive for the audience. They were very kind of still watching this thing, this kind of strange event. And it felt like there was a very beautiful balance between the music, the images, and what was going on with the audience. Into this kind of big idea that Thibault has about the metamorphosis of the spirit.